am no longer taking tables of geriatric fucking boomers who can't be kind for the life of them. This old fucking hag gets sat in my section. I go up to her. I have the biggest fucking smile on my face. I'm being so fucking nice. She's flipping through the menu. She's like, oh, can you give me some suggestions? I'm like, yes, girl, I got you. She's like, what's your favorite appetizer? I'm like, oh, I really like the barbecue ribs. And she goes, hey, I don't eat red meat. Okay. How the fuck was I supposed to know that, lady? You asked for my favorite. I told you my favorite. God forbid I like the fucking ribs. She then proceeds to order her meal and she goes, how big is it? And I'm like, oh, it's a pretty big portion. Like, it's a good sized meal. And she scoffs again. She goes, I can't eat all that. Then don't fucking order it. I'm like, oh yeah, a lot of people can't finish that dish. But if you can't finish it, like, I can always give you a box to go. Once again, this bitch snaps at me and goes, I'm going to see a movie after this. I can't take my food to go. I'm sorry. How the fuck was I, yet again, supposed to read your mind? I am so graciously answering every fucking question she's asking me, and she just can't seem to be happy with any of my answers. She ends up ordering 2 different small things off the menu. I walk up to her table. I have one of the items in my hand, and the other one is on my tray. I set down the first item, and before I could even lay my hand on the second item on my tray, she looks at me and she goes, this isn't all I ordered. What about past generations make these old fucking people think they can just fucking act like this? They think they are so entitled to treat everyone else like this because we're so much younger than them and they know everything. Maybe this bitch is just jealous of me because I'm young and beautiful and full of life and she's never gonna be like that again, and all she can do is go to restaurants and yell at 19-year-old girls and make them scream in their car afterwards.
I'm literally 6 months into my first corporate job and I already want to quit.
So the creator goes on to talk about how at face value, that job is amazing. She loves her coworkers. Why does she still want to quit? I had a similar thing happen to me. I love my coworkers too, and the job paid my bills. But what happens at the end of the day, at the end of the week, working at a corporate job is you're not working towards a purpose on the planet. You're not advancing the planet in any way. You don't feel like you're making a difference or that like you've created a legacy of any kind. And since we're social communal creatures, if we don't feel like we're making an impact on our localized community, we suffer spiritually from that. That's why people from corporate jobs come home and can pretty much only muster turning on Netflix. They don't have any creativity left in their bodies to do anything because their corporate job has eaten that creativity in exchange for giving you a paycheck. So that was why I quit my corporate job when I was 22 and I started freelancing, and the rest is history. And I get on here and try and tell all of you guys about it because I am passionate about people knowing that you don't have to feel this spiritually drained from.
Because this bitch is gonna piss me off. You know what? It started last night and I let it slide. I let it go because I was like, I keep getting on here and complaining. All these people are gonna tell me is, you need to quit your job, man. You need to quit that job. And like, I know, but it's impossible. It's a paycheck. It's an easy job. I like what I do for the most part. I just don't like this bitch sometimes because she's actually very fucking nice. She can be very nice, but she's that type of manager who's like your friend. She doesn't have boundaries. You know what I mean? Like, there's no boundaries. She doesn't understand like different, like, friendship manager. Like, you know what I mean? She doesn't know how to like not cross those, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. I'm good at that, right? I'm good at keeping it professional, but also I'll be your friend. Like, but I'm professional about it. She hasn't learned that yet. And that's fine. I understand it takes time. I give her so much grace because I understand she wasn't fucking trained properly. However, last night I'm working with my manager in Stinky, right? Like I told you. And I get back from lunch and the first thing she says to me is, you need to take this test. And I said, okay, I'll take the test. And I take the test. And as I'm taking the test, I realized, oh, it's time. So I can't stop this test to help this rush that's about to happen. And sure enough, it did happen. There was about 5, 7, 8 people all in the lobby coming at once. Stinky signing somebody up for a membership. That takes about like 5, 10 minutes, right? She is now huffing and puffing. I can tell she's getting annoyed. And I'm like, all you have to do, I didn't say this, but I'm thinking all you have to do is tell these people, I'll be right with you while I clean these beds, because you can't tan people with dirty beds, right? You're just creating more wait times for yourself and more build up. All you have to do is say, I'll be right with you. Hold up. I'm going to go clean the beds really quick. And then you come back. Now your attention can be fully on them. You don't have to stress about the fact that there's dirty beds that you can't put them in, right? It's that simple. Time management. As a manager, you should know that. I shouldn't have to be thinking about that for you. So now I'm getting stressed because I'm sitting here and I'm like, I literally can't help you. I'm so sorry. I'm taking a test. Like, I really wish that I could, but I fucking couldn't. But it's not even that busy. Mind you, it's really not that busy. I could have handled that by myself if I wasn't on this test. I could have done it alone. I would have been like, y'all need to go. I can do this. Give it to me. Ooh, I'm sweating. I had to open the door. So then the rush is finally over. I passed my test, and she comes over and she's like, oh, wow, I'm so glad that rush is done. I was like, that wasn't a rush. And she goes, well, it is when I have nobody to clean the beds. And I was like, excuse me, is that shade? Anyways, and then she was like, yeah, it was a really bad time for you to take your test, bitch. Oh. First strike. So now today, vibes are off, vibes are weird, don't know why, don't know what's going on. I'm like, maybe something is going on at home, or she saw my TikToks. Didn't see my TikToks, thank God. But then again, I really don't give a fuck. What are you gonna do, fire me? Bye, see ya. Never mentioned your name. I referred to y'all as stinky in this hoe. So, what's up? Anyways, it had nothing to do with my TikToks or anything. So the vibes are just weird. She's being a weird person today. And I'm like, maybe something happened at home, but also leave that at the fucking door. Or you can just let me know what's going on and we can talk about it. Because, you know, we are coworkers. We're like work friends. You know what I mean? Like, we can talk about it. That's fine. But no, you're just going to huff and puff around. And I'm not going to ask you what the fuck is wrong. Girl, who are you? Eeyore? Cheer the fuck up, bitch. I'm not asking you what's wrong. So typical excuse, she's sitting on the computer, creating the schedule for her 3 employees, her being one of them, me being the other 2. And I hear somebody come in, but my back is turned to them because I'm folding towels at the back counter. And my back is turned to this client. I'm not saying anything, and she doesn't say anything, even though she's facing them, looking right at them on her computer. But she's doing the schedule, so she can't help anybody, right? So she goes, Trev, and I'm like, oh, this fucking bitch. So then I turn around, I help the client. I'm like, hi, how are you? And then as I'm helping the client, this bitch intervenes like she always does, because she loves to have side conversations in front of clients as if I'm not trying to make a sale right now. I hate that shit. She intervenes. I thought you were busy making the schedule, but no, she intervenes and she's like, oh, sorry, I'm just doing paperwork over here. Like trying to joke with the client and stuff, and now she's no longer doing the schedule that she was never actually doing. And she's talking to my client while I'm trying to get, hello, can I get her fucking phone number, last name, first name, so I can check her in? Like, can you shut the fuck up? Second strike. That shit pissed me off because she's always doing that shit. You know what I mean? And if you had all this time to have a conversation with them now that I'm helping them, you could have done it from the jump. Why didn't you just, you know how dumb you look now? Third strike. So I just told you how she loves to intervene when we're talking with clients. That's a common thing with this lady, by the way. Like, she can't help herself. She always intervenes when we're talking with people. She loves to just have little side chatter. I don't like that. That's unprofessional to me. It's mad awkward. Because now I'm just like looking at the client while you're talking to them, just waiting for it to be over. Me and the client are making eye contact and we're both just staring at each other while you're just... So third strike coming up. Now I'm about to fucking quit, right? I'm working with my bestie. This girl actually does her job. We get along great. We love to have like a little key. We're literally just talking about all of this. However, so I'm working with my friend and this hoe, right? This hoe is helping a customer. She's helping a customer. My friend starts singing the song that's playing on the radio. And she's like, not even loud either. All of a sudden this bitch gets mad. Why are you mad? The client walks away. She goes, that was very unprofessional. You need to not make remarks or sing or anything like that. You need to keep it professional when I have customers at the counter, okay? You don't just chime in. You don't just start singing. You don't do anything like that. Oh, Miss Motormouth, I know you're not going off right now. I know you did not just say that shit. So that shit pissed me off even more. Because why are you treating your 2 employees like shit? Your 2 employees that actually show up, do their job, while the other people call out every shift and they don't perform. There's no sales. You know what I mean? Why are you treating the 2 people you're comfortable treating us like shit? Because we're nice to you. Because you don't know how you have the lines blurred of friend and employee. And that shit pisses me. That's where I'm gonna... You know what? I'm about to get my notice.
Hi, can someone tell me what the fuck's going on? Like, what are we doing? After you work your job and you pay your bills and you go to the gym and you eat good and maybe you socialize and you sleep and then you take care of yourself, like what's the end goal? Retirement? No. Even when you meet your goals, you travel, you save up for something financially, you buy a house, you have a baby. What then? Like, it's really this day in, day out, every fucking day forever? Until what, the big finale is we die? Like what's going on? What are we doing here?
So I work in a restaurant. When I tell you tonight, the first few hours, I envisioned myself walking out of that place so many times. I go up to a table. Hi, how are you guys? You want to answer a question for me? This guy goes, you want to answer a question for me? And tell me why there's not one price listed in this entire drink menu? Huh? How am I supposed to know what any of this costs? And I said, I apologize, sir. I said, but to my knowledge, it's because we have like over 700 locations and they all have the same drink menu, so it's easier, but the prices are different in different locations, so it's just easier for them to just send out one blank menu, like, you know. And I said, I apologize, though. I said, any of the drinks you need to know the price of, I can certainly tell you. Like, I know most of them. If there's anything I don't, I'll go on the computer and I'll find out for you. Like, I apologize. Yeah, that's ridiculous. And another thing, you can tell whoever's in charge up there at the stand that they need to lower this music. They need to turn it off because it's ridiculous. You can't even hear yourself think. And I said, I'm sorry, sir. I said, they're just dancing right now. I said, in a little while, actually, like any second, you should hear it go down because the dance is about over. I apologize. Yeah, well, you should go tell them because you got a lot of unhappy people sitting in this restaurant right now. I said, okay, sir, I'm so sorry. And then the lady, so you must have a lot of people ask you about the prices on the drink menu, huh? You must have that come up a lot. And I was like, not really, honestly, not really. So anyway, whatever. They're horrid. They're horrid the whole time. Just, Like, and we just got done at the golf course, by the way. I'm like, I can tell. But anyway, 5 or 6 minutes after I bring their food in, excuse me, where's our food? I said, I can go check on it. They go, yeah, please do. And they're pointing to the people sitting at the bar top, and they're like, because they got their food already and they ordered after us. I said, oh, do you know what time they ordered? And she said, well, no, but they got their food already. I said, ma'am, she has an appetizer. It's an appetizer. Appetizers are known for being quick, like they don't take long to make. That's why she's got hers already. So I go in the back and then I bring out the Caesar salad and they go, well, finally some food. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right. And then I go and I check the ticket. I'm like, I happen to see it up in the window. The food came up at 8 minutes. 8 minutes from when I rang it in, right? 8 minutes from when they ordered. And I had someone else bring it out. I was like, can someone else bring this out? Because I need space. I need space from this table. Then I have another table. 2 women come in and sit down and, hi, how are you? Sorry to keep you waiting. Like, I always say sorry to keep you waiting, even if it's like, it takes me more than like 20 seconds to get there. It's just like, because I like being on top of it. And they're like, no rush, no need to be like in a rush with us, because we're going to have a drink or two and we're still waiting for more people to get here. But they haven't even left yet. They won't be here till much later. Cool. Even though we have a sign up front that says we do not seat incomplete parties as a courtesy to other guests and servers, right? When it doesn't work in a restaurant, take notes. When you sit down at a table, right, and you take it up, right, and like you're not just like going through the normal steps of service, like, okay, let's order, let's eat, let's leave. You're holding the table up and the server is not able to make money. So these people sat there for almost an hour until the other people got there. And of course, as soon as the 2 other people sit down, like it was literally as soon as, they weren't even sitting down, but the kid was, the guy wasn't. We're ready to order. And I'm like, cool. So can all these other people who came in and everybody was here and they're ready. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to make you wait a long time, but like, you're going to have to wait like 2 minutes. Okay. You have to wait 2 minutes. Anyway, another thing about this party. So I bring a margarita and a wine and I put them down in front of these women. And then I take a step. She was like, excuse me, you made a mess. And I was like, what? I look down and there's like three little drops of red wine. When I tell you, I did not do this. This was not me. I was looking the whole time. She goes, yeah, you knocked it over and you didn't even clean it up. I'm like, man, I'm so sorry. I didn't even know that happened. I'm so sorry that I did that. So there's a few bed naps sitting on the table and I take them out and I immediately start wiping. And she goes, no, not with those. I need the wet towelettes because I don't want to sit at a sticky table. And I'm like, you got it. Then I come out and I bring her a stack of those and they're just horrid. They're just horrid. Like they really are. I can't even remember everything from tonight, but like, let me tell you, it was traumatic. It really was. Like, y'all need to understand that I don't make the rules. The server doesn't make the rules. I don't make the policies. I don't make the prices. I don't call the shots. I'd love to, but I don't. It's not me. Even the managers in the building don't really call the shots at the end of the day. It's the people above them. So if you got an issue, contact corporate. Do not take it out on me. Do not treat me like shit. Do not be nasty to me. Do not be rude to me. Do not talk down to me. Okay? You're here to eat a meal. I'm here to do a job and make you have a good time. I don't need the disrespect. I don't need it. If I didn't make as good money as I made tonight, I would be way angrier right now. But like,
Being unemployed in the UK right now is insane. I don't know about the situation of other countries, but here, right, it seems like there are jobs under 30k and there are jobs over 60k. There is no in between. So everyone who's like at a mid-range level of experience they're going for the jobs under 30k, along with everyone who is also like fresh out of uni, like fresh into the workplace, like your early 20s, you know what I mean? We're all fighting for like the same jobs. Like, why did I see a job advertised for 24 grand, which requires a master's degree? It's 24 grand! I'm applying for these jobs which are like 24, 25, 26 grand, right? Not even getting a call back. I have over 3 years of admin experience. I have a degree. These are entry-level admin jobs, just in a charity, because I want to work in a charity. Not even getting an interview. And it's like, I've had three interviews I've been looking for work since January, because I finished uni like a few days ago, and I was trying to get something set up when I finished. Didn't happen. 3 times got really close. 1 time, offered me the job, and then I chased them up about it after I accepted, and was like, hey, can I have like the formal contract through? Oh, sorry, the job's not available anymore, actually. What do you mean? What do you mean? Where did it go? Where did the job go? What happened to it? Like, you offered me it, and now it's disappeared. What's going on? And then another one, I got through 1 round of interviews, was ready for my 2nd round of interviews, and then they just go, sorry, we're not actually pursuing this role at this time anymore. We're not hiring anymore, sorry. Oh, but like, we might re-advertise it in the future. We really encourage you to apply then. And I was like, great, but like, I need a job now. And then the 3rd one, I got through the interview, and then they called me, they were like, yeah, we really loved it, like, you were really great. Unfortunately, it was a manager role, right? Unfortunately, we've just got someone who's had managerial experience. This job was £26,000. Why do you need to be a manager? Why do I need to have previous managerial experience for a job with £26,000? The job market is just such a state. It is so impossible to find a way in. And it's like, I desperately need that way in, because the more time you have off work, they'll be like, why is this break in your CV? Why is this break here? And I'm like, because I was trying to find a job.